Hi everybody, Father Paul, your fearless pastor here at St. Michael. Um, in lieu of an updated slideshow, Steve Campbell and I are making a movie about the renovations that have been done so far for our church. So come with me into the main entrance. So we're entering into the narthex here for the church. And as you can see, the carpeting has been pulled up. We plan to have tile in its place. Place is really a mess right now, but let's go into the office suite. And as you enter, you'll see this window here. And that will be, or continues to be, Sally's office. So she'll have this window to meet you personally after she lets you in. So imagine you're at a doctor's office and she'll open the window for you. So we go through the entrance of the office suite. So the suite itself will get a new paint job. You may remember that on the sides of this part of the office was carpeted. That has been removed, and we plan to put new carpeting on the floor. So as I mentioned earlier, Sally will be in her usual office. And then you can just see what that service window would look like. And then opposite of Sally's office, this was my office, or the pastor's office. Jamie Thomas will be here. This will be her office, and we will keep the blinds here. So this will be Jamie's office, who is our bookkeeper. And then we come down this little hallway. Brian Crompwell, who is our director of parish operations, this will remain his office. As we get to the back of the office suite, this is Pat Campbell's office, who is the director of liturgy and music. And then we go to this part of the office. This office is for facilities. And you may note that there is a space that is occupying this office right now. And then we come into Jamie's formal office. This will be the pastor's office. So if you make an appointment with me, you could be assured of privacy instead of meeting with me in my old office where there are blinds. So this will afford you privacy when meeting with the pastor. And it continues back here, where this is a door that will lead into the priest's sacristy. And you can probably see in the fellowship hall, there's a lot of work going on right now. And Steve and I will get to the fellowship hall when we go to the other entrance. As you can see, there's a lot of exposed wiring. There are electricians in there who are installing HVAC systems and the duct work. And there are also electricians in there who are figuring out all the wiring that is in there now. It's still a pretty active construction site. And we hope to have this completed by next month. All right, so we're leaving the office suite, and we're once again back in the narthex. So we're going to approach the church right now. And as you can see, the entryway is wide open. And the entrance to the church is going to come out 6 feet, right here. So there, I don't know how they're going to do that, but it's a really good work of engineering going on. So the entrance will be right here. We'll have new doors. And just imagine as you enter the church, probably where I'm standing will be the baptism font. And if you have not taken a look at the baptism font, it came from one of our closed city churches, St. William of York in West Baltimore City. And the font will be fitted with a weighted base and have casters that have the ability to lock. So we will be able to move the font when we celebrate baptisms here during the Mass. You may also notice that there are no pews in here. So imagine there is a center aisle as you enter the church where we'll have pews on either side of the center aisle and then aisles that will lead to the sanctuary by side banks of pews. If you haven't looked at this pew sample in the multi-purpose room, we have it at the back of that room. So as we enter into the church, I'll take you up to where the sanctuary is going to be. Note that as you enter the church, we have windows that are cut out, 3 on each side. And when they open those spaces up, the light was flooding the space. And it was just a beautiful moment for us who were here to see it. We will have clear glass installed on these 6 windows. These 6 windows that are clear glass, in the future they will be stained glass windows, but they are not presently in the $2.5 million renovation project. We will have 2 stained glass windows in the center part of the reredos on either side of the tabernacle, and those stained glass will be of the archangels Michael and Gabriel. And then as we make our way into the nave of the church is where the assembly sits. Around the perimeter of the church, we will have the Stations of the Cross. And the stations that came from St. William of York will be installed here. And for each station, there will be a little lamp to illuminate the station and a station marker to indicate the number of stations. So that will go around the perimeter of the church. You may note that the blue covering on the wall of the back part of the sanctuary has been removed, along with the cloth covering that goes all the way around the perimeter of the church. The ceiling fans that you see up above the nave, they will be removed and not be replaced. And then as a reminder, the music space is going to be to the left corner of the church. There'll be a set of risers, so that would not be that would not be a distraction as it was in the past. So it's away from the sanctuary. To the right side of the sanctuary, imagine that there is a handicap ramp that will go up into the platform. And on the right side, and Steve, why don't you just follow me, please? So this is the area of the sanctuary. So right about here will be the ambo. And there is an image of the ambo on the posters in the multipurpose room. The altar will be in the center, and over here will be the chairs for the priest and the deacon. And then going down the steps of the sanctuary, we'll have chairs for the altar servers and the lectors. Right in front of this wall, right here, going this way, we will have the reredos, that ornate wooden wall that will have featured the tabernacle right in the center, which is the appropriate place for the tabernacle. It will sit on a table, a wooden table called a mensa. And on either side of the mensa are the two stained glass windows. There will be a painting of the crucifixion scene with John the Beloved and Mary on either side of the crucifix. The crucifix is a real crucifix, and it will look like it's superimposed right in front of the painting. And then there will be panels on each side that would have decorative artwork, and underneath those panels there will be wooden pedestals on the left and right sides where we'll have statues of the Blessed Mother and Saint Joseph. So those images of the painting, the crucifix, the statues of Mary and Joseph, and even the pedestals for the statues, they're also on the posters in the back part of the multi-purpose room. So it's coming along quite nicely. It's a lot of dust and dirt around here. So we're going to leave the sanctuary, and we're going to show you inside the church where the streaming room, where the work sacristy are located. You may recall that this space here was the reconciliation room. That has been moved over here. And you may be wondering, why is that concrete all cut up? Well, right in front of where the concrete has been cut, just imagine the streaming room cut into two. So the half that is closest to the church, or the nave, that is the new reconciliation room. On the other side of the reconciliation room will be a family bathroom. So the concrete that you see here, that's all cut up, that will be where the family restroom is located. And then we go into the work sacristy, and you'll get a better look when we go into there. This is primarily a work sacristy. The deacons and the altar servers will vest in this space, and you'll get a better picture when I show you on the other side. But on the left side where the concrete has been removed, that will be a special sink called a sacrarium. It's two sinks. One part of the sink drains into the septic system, and the other part of the sink drains into the ground. So when the sacristans, after Mass, purify the sacred vessels, they pour the water from those vessels down the drain that goes into the ground. So that's why it's called a sacrarium. And as you can see here in the work sacristy, the cabinetry is still here. So the deacons and the altar servers will vest in here. The servers will love that because they don't have to go to another part of the building to get ready for Mass. This part here, where I'm standing, This is still part of the work sacristy, so the sacrarium will be around here. And then Steve, be careful coming across here. So Steve is able to film where the concrete has been removed so that the plumbers can prepare the plumbing for the family restroom. So where I'm standing here, why don't you pan over here, Steve? So over here is how much the family restroom is going to extend. About 10 inches. And it will go down here. Right here. And then this will be the streaming room. It was logical to switch these spaces because the sound system is in this closet here. So it made sense to have the streaming room here. You may be wondering where the staff is working, that since I told you that the administrative suite is empty. Well, we relocated some of the staff here to the parish library. So here's Sally. Say hello, Sally.
Hi, everybody. Hello, people. So
this is Sally's workstation. Right behind Steve, this door, this is Liz, our preschool director. That's her office. The offices are still the same. We're not touching these. So the second office here is for youth and young adult ministry. This is Beth Hoag's office, who is coordinating our children's ministries. And then this office here is for our coordinator of evangelization and faith formation, Sharon Bugos. That's her office. You may be wondering where my office is. Well, I just pick a table or chair, and that's my office. Let's go to the fellowship room, Steve. Okay, we're now in the fellowship hall. Steve's going to pan the camera over to the right side, and you'll see, as he comes around here, how big the kitchen is. And it's big because we expanded out to the nearby classroom so that there could be more storage and pantry space for those who need the kitchen. This cinder block wall here was built. And we'll have more storage in here. And then this eventually will get blocked off, and a door that will have entry into the electrical room. And then this is the area of the classroom. This was room 119. This was Steve's old office. So we'll have a much smaller office to work in. Love it. So this is one of the new units right above my head. And then the ductwork. And then Steve's showing you the side on St. Michael's Road where we will install new brick on the outside wall. A new foundation has been poured and insulation has been installed as well. And that whole area is now filled in with earth. We're just waiting for the brickwork to start. And then inside, the other side of the wall here in the fellowship hall, will be designated storefront windows. And we're still waiting for their arrival, and I think that will be in 4 weeks' time. All right, so back here in the fellowship hall, we're on the other side of the pastor's office. So there is a door that will come into the priest sacristy. So we enter through here. and there'll be storage in here, and this will lead into a restroom for the priest right here. And then we exit the priest sacristy. And then the entrance to the hall is, as you may remember, is right over here. And the other side we have storage. In the storage area, and even into the priest's restroom, there's some plumbing that has been established. And then we come over to this side of the hall. On this wall, we'll have a 96-inch TV where we will stream Mass in the main worship space, instead of on the opposite wall on a screen. So we have the ability to use a smart TV to stream Mass here. So these are the updated changes we have in the fellowship hall. Again, I want to say thank you so much for your generosity toward our campaign. Things are looking really good. Our construction project is still on time, and we hope to have another video to give you a more updated picture of what the fellowship hall and the narthex and the offices, and certainly the main worship space. Thank you.